Hi, this is Mike from Smashing 50, and last year I recorded a short video about the benefits of going 1 year without drinking alcohol, which to date has had about 56,000 views, which I really didn't expect at all. I'm going to put a link to that video up here somewhere or in the description below. If you're interested, you can watch it. And so another year has passed, and now I'm 2 years, actually 27 months alcohol free. So I thought I'd record another video in which I'm going to share with you my top 3 tips for how you too can go alcohol free, the ongoing benefits of living without alcohol, my feelings about alcohol, and how many times I've slipped up over the past 27 months, because I have. In another video that I recorded, the 21 benefits of giving up alcohol, I give a deep dive into the benefits that you can and will enjoy by going alcohol free. So be sure to check that out too. I'll put a link for that here somewhere and in the description below. So I'm 2 years without alcohol. Here are my top 3 tips to help you give up the booze too. First of all, you have to have the right headspace. You really have to have a strong reason why you want to quit. If you don't, you're not going to have the resolve to keep going when you start thinking about having a drink again. That reason why might be focused on you want to be a better dad, better parent, or the fact that you want to look after your health more, or thinking about what your life is going to be like in 10 years time if you keep on drinking compared to what it could be like if you quit. I wrote a really in-depth blog post about this. Again, you can find the link in the description below, and that'll really help you work out your reason why if you have a read of that. You can use negative feelings too to help strengthen your reason why. When I gave up alcohol in October 2019, I developed a real hatred for hangovers. I would feel so rough after just a few beers that I just couldn't bear it anymore. So whenever I get tempted to have a drink, and yes, I still do sometimes get tempted, I just think about the hangover and it's an instant turn off for me. Number 2, don't quit quitting. If you slip up and have a drink or a few beers, it's not the end of the world. If for example after 2 weeks you slip up, you have a few beers with your mates, don't use that as an excuse just to throw it all out the window and start drinking again. It's just a blip. Just drinking alcohol is something you've probably been doing for about 20 years or so now. So go easy on yourself. If you do have a few beers, whatever, start again from zero the next day. Tip number 3 would be change your environment up. Don't just keep doing the same things. Don't keep sitting in the same chair, hanging out with the same people, going to the same places. You need to switch it up a bit, especially in the beginning. Drinking is a habit, and so you need to disrupt the pattern. One great way to change things up is to do more exercise. You're going to get the same endorphin rush that alcohol gives you, but you're going to feel great afterwards rather than hungover. So what about the ongoing benefits of giving up alcohol? Well, after 27 months of quitting, things are just getting better. Right now I'm probably in the best shape of my life, aged 46. My little beer gut thing that I had has gone pretty much. I feel so much better every day. There's more energy, I'm more focused, I'm less grumpy, but more than anything, my confidence has rocketed. I feel much more in control of my life now. Haven't had any issues with anxiety for about 18 months now, which was a huge problem for me before I gave up alcohol. I'm much more present with my son. I'm more productive when I'm working, and I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but I just feel lighter. There's no brain fog anymore. So how many times have I slipped up over the last 27 months and had a drink? So I actually started my alcohol-free journey in October, 1st of October 2019, and at the end of 2019 I had a drink to celebrate being alcohol-free for 3 months. Then 2020, the year of the pandemic and lockdowns, I actually went the whole year without drinking any alcohol, except again I had a drink of wine on New Year's Eve to celebrate going the whole year of being alcohol free. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do after that year. You know, I hadn't made any plans to start drinking again or to continue being alcohol free. So in the end, I just carried on. In 2021, last year, which was my second full year of not drinking, I slipped up a few times, and I did actually drink alcohol on 5 occasions. Now, when I say drink, we're talking a small glass of wine, and I'm pretty cool with that, you know. I do drink non-alcoholic beer, which I think is fantastic. It really helps me to feel a bit more grown up with that when I'm out with my mates. The first time I slipped up last year was for my wife's birthday in August. We were on holiday and she'd bought a really nice bottle of wine for herself. It was lovely where we were, nice and warm and sunny. She was feeling sad that she had to drink on her own on her birthday. So I had a glass with her, and I have to say it was horrible. Then I was best man at my brother's wedding back in October. So I had a glass of champagne as I toasted the bride and groom. And that was actually really nice. And I could have easily got drunk that night, but I'd already made the decision to drive, which was very convenient for us for the evening. But it easily made the decision easy for me to get back on the non-alcoholic beer. We had our 10-year wedding anniversary this year. So again, another small glass of wine. And in Christmas and New Year just gone, I also had a glass of wine on each of those occasions with the family for the toast. And, you know, it's those big occasions that are really hard to swerve. To be honest, though, I can now really taste alcohol in a drink. I can smell it, and it smells almost toxic. You know, it's bitter, and I don't really like the taste anymore, which is weird. But for someone who doesn't drink, it's kind of good. So how do I feel about alcohol now? Like I've just mentioned, I no longer like the taste of alcohol. So, you know, I don't miss it at all. I do think about it, but in fact, you know, I'm really learning to dislike it. You know, I see it as a barrier to me being my best self, a barrier to me living a happier, healthier, more fulfilling life. And I see alcohol for what it is now. It's a trickster that tries to make you believe that you need it to be social, to relax, to be happy. But in fact, it's a fraud. It's all lies. You know, I really don't care if other people still drink. In fact, most of the people I still know and love still drink. So I'm not going to tell anyone, you know, that you shouldn't drink. But I definitely encourage everyone to at least give it a go and experience life without alcohol, because most people have no idea what life's like without alcohol. Before I gave up drinking, I hadn't gone more than a few days without a beer between the ages of about 18 and 44, which is bonkers when you think about it. You know, it's so ingrained into our cultures, our identities. And on many occasions when I've, you know, at a party or something, just mentioned to someone, oh, I don't drink, you wouldn't believe how often I hear, oh, I couldn't give up alcohol, I'm insert country, I'm Swedish, I'm German, I'm British, or whatever. It's so funny how we associate, you know, where we're from, but, you know, it's just a limiting belief, right? It's just a reason not to even try. So anyway, there you go. I'm 27 months alcohol free despite those few slip-ups, which amounts to about 7 drinks in about 820 days. And I couldn't be happier with the decision I made to give alcohol up. So if you liked this video, don't forget to give it a like. And if you're interested in more videos like this and on other topics surrounding health and fitness for middle-aged men, give us a subscribe. And as ever, if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below and I answer all of the questions. So cool. Thanks for watching. Keep smashing it.